Let's hear a little bit from folks associated with the losing team. Coach Mike McCarthy, quarterback Dak Prescott on the Cowboys' latest defeat.
We're disappointed. I think our guys, our men really had a good week of preparation. I thought there's definitely areas of improvement, but still we have a ton to work on. I mean, there's some hard matchups throughout the game that we prepared for and we didn't get it done.
Nobody's shaken or given up. Frustration is very high, but it's a long season. I mean, it's a long season. Division games, a lot are still ahead of us. Frustrated, that's the best way that I can put it. We know what it takes in this league. You get hot, you can get rolling, and that's all you're looking to do. So that's my point about this is frustrating, but nobody's given up. Nobody's been as shook as you can say from where we're at. We just got to focus up, get ready to go on the road, and got another good team coming up and do whatever we can to make sure we come out of victory, get even, and then we'll worry about after that.
It's the right attitude because anyone can get hot. I just don't see anything from this team that makes me believe it will be them. And next week, in the 1 o'clock window, the Dallas Cowboys go to Atlanta.
Yeah, right.
It will be Kirk Cousins and Mike Zimmer reunion time.
Oh, baby.
That will be something.
That will.
I've got a feeling that Kirk's going to have a little something for Zimmer.
Well, he's been on fire.
Because first of all, Kirk's played very well.
Right.
8 touchdown passes in 2 games against the Buccaneers.
Yep.
But my guess is that Kirk dealt with a lot of crap in Minnesota flowing from Zimmer toward him.
That. Right.
Yeah. And this is going to be his chance.
Yeah.
And
shove it where the sun don't shine.
Exactly.
Right.
Sideways.
Right. Yikes. But, yeah, I mean, you talk about Dallas's defense and the way it looked. Atlanta's offense is pretty damn good. The pass game's on fire. They can run the football. We're going to know about Dallas here for real, right? I'm with you, and you heard us, and I think we've said it. I don't look at Dallas to be a playoff football team. And, yeah, they'll beat teams like the Giants and stuff like that as we go forward. But the next few weeks, it's Falcons, Eagles, Texans, Commanders.
Ouch.
There is a chance here they could be done. Night-night. See you later. And I don't see them having a winning record through that 4-game stretch there. So we're going to see what they're made of. I know Dak Prescott's going to play hard. I never question that about him. I mean, he's a true professional. That's why I stick up for him. He never makes excuses. He's tough as hell. He makes a lot of big plays and big throws. He did not play his best last night. I understand that. And he's had a hard time against San Francisco. But I'll say what I've said about a lot of quarterbacks, and like I said already, quarterbacks in this situation where there's just nothing there, this is too much to expect him to carry the football team. And at the end of the day, as awesome as Dak Prescott is, yeah, he's not Mahomes or Lamar or Josh Allen who's going to be able to extend plays and just carry an offense on his back without very little help in certain situations. That's not what he is. He needs a little help, a little bit of a system to, help him out that way, a little bit of a running game, and Dallas has got nothing going right now that makes you feel encouraged on the offensive side.
I initially thought of this as a joke.
Yeah.
But when you consider how the NFL has expanded the flex capability to Thursday and Monday now, even though they haven't used either one yet.
Which one they got coming up?
Well, I'm just saying, at what point do we think about flexing out of Thanksgiving?
Oh.
Cowboys-Giants. Who's going to want to watch that
Yeah.
if the Cowboys don't win another game between now and then? And I know they'd have to do the flex far enough in advance that we wouldn't know. But it always used to be, why do the Lions have this hammerlock on Thanksgiving? Now it's like, why do the Cowboys have this hammerlock? Why do we have to watch the Cowboys? Perfect time to fall asleep, though, after you've had your turkey and whatnot. But, yeah, that's the next game that I can say with confidence the Cowboys should win. But they're playing at home, and all of a sudden they can't win at home. So it's going to have a little bit of that train wreck to it, which may make it more
I just think it's all of it. It's all of it. It's football does not seem always first and foremost with the Dallas Cowboys, as you mentioned. It's tours. It's we want to go to training camp here. I want to have a press conference. I want this famous person to come around and we can put our arm around him and look, he's a Cowboys fan. It's always something. It's always a parade. It's always a show.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they didn't handle things. And this is where, hey, the football gods, they saw the way the offseason went. You wait to the last second with CeeDee Lamb and all of that. There's issues there. The Michael Parsons doesn't get a contract extension, and I think he's being extremely nice
I
to the
would
Cowboys
not
by playing in
I
general.
would not play until
yeah,
I'm 100% plus if I'm Micah Parsons.
There's mistakes, and they haven't done a good job in free agency. They haven't done a good job in paying players and balancing their checkbook the right way, and it's all coming back to haunt them right now. And, yeah, I just don't see light at the end of the tunnel to make me think like, oh, the Cowboys have just gotten a little unlucky. When you get your defense gets whooped the way it's gotten whooped the last 2 times we've seen them on the football field, and the offense has kind of been like, other than the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game last night, there's nothing to sit there and go, oh, they're close, they might turn it around. I don't see that at all.
I really do believe, and it dawned on me earlier this season when Jerry did the whole all-in thing and then didn't sign CD, didn't sign Dak, didn't create the cap space necessary to go out and sign a Derrick Henry. Easy to say now we couldn't afford him. Yeah, because you dragged your feet to sign CD Lamb and create cap space, and sign Dak and create cap space. You could have afforded him if you'd done it when you should have done it. We are starting to see through the grift, and I think the fans are starting to see through the grift. It's not about winning Super Bowls. It's not about glory hole. I want me some glory hole. Remember that from 12 years ago, even though I know that's – you don't have to email me. I know that's not what it means, but that's what he said.
Right.
He said it more than once. It's all about getting people to show up, getting people to pay too much for overpriced stale popcorn, and I can verify when I was at Super Bowl 45 and I got popcorn at Jerry World, it was stale and it was $15. That he wants you to open your wallet, open your eyes, turn on your TV, and watch America's team. It's not sustainable forever. The expiration date on that is 30 years, and people are starting to realize they're not equipped. They can draft, they can develop, but they're not equipped at rounding out a roster into a championship team. They've got it, and I think that makes it more frustrating if you're a Cowboys fan. You guys have done all the hard work. You're finding good players. You're coaching them into good players. But you can't figure out how the hell to hold the team together. And it's always, well, we couldn't afford it. Well, we couldn't afford it. That's an easy thing to say. We can't afford it. We can't afford it. Of course you can afford it if you want to afford it.
Well, and let alone let's get to that aspect, and that trickles down to over to the field. And everything, like with Jason Garrett doing the interview with CD Lamb. Hey, you guys aren't running routes good enough and running them hard. You're right. You're not playing physical enough. You're right. I mean, it's one thing after another as far as that standpoint. And then I think you couple that with all the things we've talked about, Jerry, his distractions, misspeaking, all in, the bad contracts, all of that. And then also the distraction of and the way they act at times, like Trayvon Diggs last night, too. Yep. I mean, we talk about them not hustling and doing stuff and not playing hard, and you just got your ass whooped by the Detroit Lions. You would think there would have been a game last night where it was like, we're going to go all out. And then Trayvon Diggs is going to get mad because he gets called out for not for
not hustling, for not hustling, not making a play on George Kittle in the second quarter.
And then he gets out of the locker room and talk about it. That's a bunch of BS.
He refused to talk to the reporters when he could have answered the questions about what were you doing on the play when George Kittle broke free and you were running away from the ball, not toward the ball. It's like he's looping around and he wasn't accelerating.
10 yards before.
And then he comes out to confront Mike Leslie of WFAA, and all it was that's all you took away from that play? That's all you took away from that play?
Yes, that is exactly one of the big things I think a lot of people
and the whole
took away.
You can't do what I do. That is the laziest response by a professional athlete to a reporter. No,
thank you, Captain.
That's why I do what I do. Yes. I can't do what you do. I'd like to do what you do and get paid a hell of a lot more, but I can't. So I'll do what I do.
Like that, you can't do what he does. I can see that either. So that
he did have a good line on the way out, though. I will give him that. I did laugh about his walk-off, although I thought the whole thing was a bad look for him and for the Cowboys.
100%. It is, and I think it starts with Jerry and at the top and everything there. But yeah,
what are you really prioritizing? What are you prioritizing? You know what? And Cowboys fans, you're starting to figure it out. Keep scratching. You're getting there. It's about money. It's about notoriety. It's about being interesting. Go back and read the summary of Jerry Jones' testimony from the Sunday ticket class action trial. It became clear. That's really when the light came on for me. It's not about winning. It's about entertaining and being interesting. Well, guess what? They're interesting this year for reasons other than winning.
Well, I got a few friends in football, right? And not, a few of the coaches I talk to and all that. It's a common sentiment of, hey, there's only a few teams trying to really win the Super Bowl. to where I don't always agree with everything you say along those lines, but I do agree that there is only a short list or a handful of teams that really go, wait, we're actually going to try to win it, we're not worried about politicking or protecting my job or how this might look or whatever. We are going to try to win the Super Bowl. I do think it's a lesser pool of teams than maybe the public realizes, and I think a lot of really smart coaches in football would tell you it's only like 7 or 8 teams that really go for it.
Look, folks, this is probably the only place you're going to hear this, because if you're going to love football, you got to love it for everything that it is. And I'm here to tell you that you're getting conned by a lot of your favorite teams. Of course they're going to say we want to win the Super Bowl. If you attach them to a polygraph and or gave them an appropriate dose of sodium pentothal, what they would say is, well, our target this year for profit is X million dollars, and we think we can get there if we can get X% capacity to the stadium. And one way you make that happen is to say, I want me some glory hole. So that's how it goes. That's what it is. I mean, and it's a shame. There's kind of like a pro wrestling element to it where it's fake.
Yeah.
And it's fake, but you still root anyway. The idea that every team is obsessed with winning the Super Bowl is fake. It is fake because they're not doing the things that you would think they would do and expect them to do to position themselves this year to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I listen. I don't disagree with what you're saying there. I do think that's it is a thing in the NFL. Now, what makes up for it is the players are basically all on a 1- and 2-year contract, and they go crazy and play for their lives, and they go all out and make the sport awesome. But yeah, as we've talked about a lot, the Dallas Cowboys, it wasn't an all-in year, that's for sure, and certainly not to the capacity of some of the other top teams in football and what they do to go all in.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.